Variation on a Crucifixion. If the good thief had smirked on the cross, if he had creased his lips at the thought of approaching eternal life, at the thought of his arms and legs, his whole body pinned to this world forever, if he had turned to the others and smiled his smug grin, then who could have blamed him if he had told him to stoop to kiss his feet, to place his sneering lips to the cold iron and the cracked bone and the pierced flesh? And who could have blamed him if he hadn't even flinched as the good thief tore his body from its earthly scaffolding to do what he was asked, as he ripped his hands and feet from the nails that joined him to his salvation, as he pressed his self-effacing grin to the feet of the Son of God? And who could have blamed him if he had gripped between his teeth the nails that confined Jesus to the rough wood of his fate and wrenched him loose, if he had determined to take him down off his cross altogether and had offered to take his place, demanding of Jesus to take up once more his carpenter's tools and to nail him, the good thief, upon his cross, if he had urged him to turn his back and run. And who could have blamed Jesus if, when he had quietly agreed, if, when he had taken his hammer and did as he was asked, he had deliberately missed the heads of the nails and smashed instead the crooked grabbing toes and the bent grasping fingers of the good grinning thief? And who could have blamed him if he hadn't stopped there, if he had driven his fist into those smug, smiling lips and split their sneer and pierced their grin, if he hadn't turned the other cheek, but had left the good thief for dead and slowly walked away? And who is to say they would not have done the same? And who could have blamed the bad thief then, if he had turned to the tortured figure on the cross beside him and begged him his forgiveness, as they watched in the distance the shadow of a man fallen and slumped to his knees in pain?